What's up guys, it's late June today and we just rolled into my 70 acres. In the last video we talked about the build location, the road being put in, and then the food plot being mulched. So that's all been done at this point and it looks really nice. So I'm excited for you guys to see that. A couple things to do today. I'm gonna get a soil test done on the food plot, and then I'm also gonna overseed that plot with some buckwheat. I know it may be saying a little prayer, but we got rain coming tomorrow. So I'm hoping that could be a little cover crop for that plot before I get brassicas in about a month. So got some things to do. Excited to take a peek at it and we'll see how it goes. So just checking out the build site here, and I know I mentioned on the first video that I was gonna put a barn door up. Still kind of up in the air on what exactly I want to do with that. I think I want to do a structure of some sort. I'm kind of torn if I want it to be a big pole barn or if I actually want to do the barn door. So that's still up in the air. The build site looks great and there's plenty of room up here to have a bunch of different options. So we'll see what I end up doing with that. So the road looks really nice. Aaron did a great job here. We just had him put gravel down, and I mean, compared to what it was like, it looks awesome. So it's nice to have that all finished up, and I was able to drive my truck all the way in here, so it looks good. Excited about that. So we're gonna take a peek at the big bottom plot right now that Aaron was able to get mulched to. I know on the last video I said I made a mistake and said we had access from the west. We actually have access from the east, which is obviously a lot better because I mean, your prevailing wind is most of the time out of the west. So Aaron also put up a berm for me. So I'm hoping to tuck a redneck right behind that berm and give us, I mean, pretty solid access right behind the food plot. So excited to see what that looks like. Need to get this mowed. I can't believe how thick it's gotten. I mean, even after a month or so. So we just got down to the big bottom plot. It looks good. Everything was cleared where it needs to be cleared. A little bit of change of plans on the buckwheat. I was expecting there to be a lot more soil exposed so I could just overseed it with buckwheat. There's still a lot of mulch on top of the soil. I mean, I wasn't really thinking, but I got to get everything sprayed around it just to get that killed. And we'll probably just skip the buckwheat and just go right to brassicas in about a month or so, just to get more soil exposed and open that up so we can get the drill in. The berm looks great. We're gonna go take a peek at that. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. So we're just walking up to the berm here, and as you can see, they almost made it like a half circle, which gives us, I mean, complete blockage from the north, west, and almost the southeast, which is great, obviously. It's, gosh, probably 7 feet tall, and it even is dug in a little bit on this side, so we'll be able to get pretty close up to the bottom of the redneck, and obviously I can see the whole plot from up here, and it's obviously a permanent berm here, so we won't need to take care of it or fix it or do anything like that. It's here to stay. So I'm excited to see what this looks like once we get the blind in and obviously the plot going. It'll turn out pretty cool. Right over my right shoulder here, there's what I think would be a scrape tree that's probably going to be 20 yards or so right away from the blind. So if we make a mock scrape there, I would think that'll get some good activity as we get closer to season. Everything looks nice down here. We're gonna head back up to the truck, grab the shovel, soil test, get that taken care of. And then yeah, there's one more thing I wanna highlight, but things look good. I'm excited about it. I know I mentioned it right when we got here, but compared to even a month and a half ago, things have thickened up so much around here, which is really encouraging to see. I think it still does need some hinge cutting and some timber work on that side of things, but there's just so much more undergrowth than what I thought there would be. And I guess that's obvious when everything's still dead and brown, but yeah, I'm really encouraged to see that. And I think, I don't know, I like the odds of it holding a good number of deer. All right, we just pulled the truck back down to the bottom plot here. So I'm gonna get this soil test taken care of. I'm not a soil expert by any means, but what I do know is these soil tests, especially on a new plot like this, are just so important to figure out which nutrients it's lacking and which nutrients it needs. So that's where I'm gonna get this taken care of. I know another thing, like I said, I'm no expert, but they always recommend taking multiple samples throughout the plot. So I'm gonna take a few shovelfuls throughout this area and then get it set in and hopefully get it back in a couple weeks. right, so we're in this west side, or excuse me, the east side of the plot here. I'm gonna head over to the west side and grab one there, and then probably one in the middle, and call it good. So just finished up grabbing the 3 samples from each spot in the plot here. And something really small, but I think does make a big difference, is once you get it obviously in the bag here, to make sure you get that soil mixed up, which will give it a really diverse sample throughout the whole food plot here. So when they do grab the sample, it's not just from one spot, and they're given the results for obviously the biggest mixture in the plot. So we'll shake this up and get it sent in, and we should be good to go. While we're down in the bottom plot here, I wanted to highlight one last thing. So I got a well guy coming out here in a couple weeks for a well, obviously for the building up top there. And it got me thinking, I'm gonna have him put the well probably a little bit further away from the building than initially thought, so then I can run irrigation down to this food plot, which I think will be a huge plus, and I'm really excited to see what that turns into. With that being down here too, I'm also gonna put a water hole within bow range from the blind. So I know I mentioned earlier, we got the scrape tree right here. I'm not exactly sure where we'll put that water hole, but there's not water on this property yet. So I think if we can have that here and then obviously keep that filled with the irrigation, that'll be a huge plus. So excited to see what that looks like. Well, we just finished up grabbing a bite to eat and putting a wrap on today. Really encouraged to see how things are coming along. I know it's been a month and a half since we've been up here, and things look really, really nice. So I'm encouraged. Next time we'll be up here will probably be 3 weeks or so, maybe a little bit before that, but I'm gonna get this big bottom plot sprayed and fertilized, work on that south plot, probably get that sprayed and get some fertilizer on that too. I normally don't put my trail cameras out until mid to late July, but speaking of trail cameras, I have a Spartan Go Live 2 and a Spartan Go Cam here that I'm gonna be giving away. So if you like and subscribe to the page and then comment 2 hunting buddies below, you'll be entered into that giveaway, and we'll be announcing the winners on the next video when we're back up here getting our own cameras out and then finally getting an inventory on this place. So really excited to see how things are shaping up. Like I said, got a lot of projects ahead, but things are looking good, and I appreciate you following along. We'll see you soon.